Hi, welcome to this week's devotionals. This is week three's devotional of the month of May, and today we are talking about everyday ways in which you can minister like Christ. And I have some certain ways that we can minister in everyday life. To be Christ-like, to show how we are examples of Christians who are living a Christ-like life and people who are showing the character of Christ. And I would like to start by reading John chapter 13, verse 34 to 35. And it says, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." This is the easiest way to know that someone has Christ-like love within them. And you have been like to workplaces, the streets, anywhere in the street. Maybe you are in a coffee shop or a supermarket. You can know somebody who has like Christ-like love by how they treat you, by how they respond to you, by how they help you and assist you in any one way or another. And today I want to show you those examples. And one of them is by showing kindness. Jesus taught according sorry, I just saw a text that made me excited. Jesus taught according to the Gospel of John chapter 13, verse 34 to 35, that we should love one another just as he loved us. And we can show this example by listening when people are struggling. Sometimes ministering means listening without judging others. When you are listening to a friend who has a problem, or you are listening to a colleague who has a problem, what do? Do you judge their mistakes, or do you judge their story or anything that they are telling you, or do you just listen? Do you just sit and listen to them until they finish talking? Then you can maybe see how you can assist, and if not, just listening to them is enough sometimes. Encouraging someone who feels discouraged. There's nothing in this world I love like lifting someone else's spirits. And there's one time I realized that also lifting other people's spirits makes me be happy and makes me feel good, makes me feel fulfilled. Encouraging other people makes us makes us have empathy towards others, and it encourages you never know also when you will be down and you will need someone as well. So a lot of times it's really good when you can encourage someone else when they are feeling down, and then also when it's your turn, someone else is going to encourage you too. Praying for people privately. When you're praying, you do not only pray for yourself. It is easy to pray for yourself, but also prayers is not only for us. Sometimes there are people who don't even have energy to pray for themselves. For example, people who are sick or bedridden, or someone who is going through such a tough time and they don't even have the strength or the faith to pray. Then that is when you come in and you can take that chance to pray for them. And sometimes they don't even have to ask you. The act of kindness there is just you taking it upon yourself as if you are sharing the burden of someone else, and you just pray for them. This is one of the ways in which you can minister in your daily lives. Another way is by being honest and dependable at work. At work, you can do your work with integrity. Okay, people say that work is just work, you go there and 9 to 5 and do your work and just go. And sometimes it's good to take work like as a calling. I mean that you just go there and be nice to people and see how you can change things in that environment. I mean, not change anything or processes or whatever, no. Change anything in terms of positivity of the environment, bringing in maybe uplifting people's spirits, working with integrity, working with honesty. If it's customer service, serving customers well, just doing your work to the best of your ability and making a difference. That is going to be really good and even change your work environment. Work with integrity even when nobody is watching. Are you the type of person who need to be always supervised, or without even a supervisor, you can still do your work and still do your work well? Avoid gossip and negative talks in the workplace. Treating others fairly and respectfully. This reflects Christ-like character more than words alone. Serve in small, unnoticed ways. And I really love this one because you don't have to be told by anyone how to serve and in which way you want to serve. Help someone carry groceries, for example. Hold a door open. Send a text and check on someone. I recently realized that you can never know what situation someone is in, and your text or your call can really help. Your text or your call can really help them. This one, really consider this one. And just check up on people. Check up on people sometimes because you never know. Visit or call someone lonely. Yeah, that is also a good one. Small acts have a powerful impact. There's something very small that you can do, and you do not know how it will change someone's life. And control your reaction. Be patient in traffic, in traffic lines, or during disagreements. Respond calmly instead of angrily. Forgive quickly. That one is difficult, but it is doable. Christ taught that you love your enemies, bless them, bless those who curse you. That is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Be a light through your example. Be a person who people can look at and follow your reputation and how you act and how you do your things. And people would like to emulate you based on just who you are. Let people see peace, faith, kindness in your actions. Stand for what is right, but do it without being prideful. Show joy and hope even during trials. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. That is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Ministering is about becoming more like Jesus Christ in the way we treat people in everyday life. The greatest service is not something dramatic, but simple acts of kindness, patience, honesty, and love. At work, on the street, at home, online, we can reflect Christ-like behavior by how we speak, serve, forgive, and care for others. People forget also online, you can serve others. Yeah, no abusive comments, no abusive anything, just being kind to others, and also share your views with other people. You never know, yeah, how you can help each other at work, in the street, at home. Yeah. So today I will leave you with a question. Who needs Christ-like kindness from you this week? Who do you feel needs Christ-like love, and who can you show Christ-like love in this week? So think about it, and those small acts that I've talked about, calling, treating people with kindness, responding peacefully, calmly, just take your time, follow them. Some of these things is very hard sometimes to do, being patient when somebody responds to you bad, but it's something you train yourself to do. And then when you learn to respond calmly, it just becomes something that you naturally now do. And how can we be an answer to someone else's prayer today or this week? That phone call that I've told you, that text that I've told you can be an answer to someone else's prayer. You helping somebody carry some groceries, or even responding to them kindly, or just smiling at them. It can change their whole day, change their whole weekend, who knows, make someone feel better, yeah, and walk away smiling. Yes, and that will be it for our devotional week 3 May. And on the part 2, I have a nice talk on how, if Christ were to give us an invitation to get to know him personally, Jesus Christ, How would it be like? What would you do if you're given this invitation to know Jesus Christ? So I give a small token on this topic on part 2. And if you remember, this year is all about practical ways in which you can emulate Jesus Christ, practical ways in which you can grow a spiritual growth as we continue to learn from the Bible. And until the next time, thank you so much for listening to me up to this point. This is Awaken and Rise Devotionals with me, and also Jackie. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for listening to me. And join in every week for a prayer, devotional, new scriptures every week for your spiritual growth. And until the next video, see you next time. Bye.